Jerusalem, Israel takes enormous pride in its high-tech industry. But one of its star cybersecurity companies, NSO Group, is at the center of an international spying scandal, and the Israeli government plays a role. The Pegasus Project, a consortium of international media outlets, says a leaked list of some 50,000 phone numbers showed that governments around the world sought NSO's cell phone hacking technology Pegasus to spy on people or mark them as potential targets, whether inside or beyond their own borders. It says the phone numbers selected by governments for surveillance belong to a staggering array of potential targets, including political dissidents, human rights activists, 180 journalists in nearly 24 countries, a Dubai princess escaping her father, the fiancé of slain Saudi journalist Jamal Khashoggi, and 14 heads of state, including French President Emmanuel Macron. NSO, no stranger to controversy over its spyware, denies any connection to the list of phone numbers, and insists it sells its technology solely to governments to combat terrorism and serious crime. But outrage from France and intensified global scrutiny on NSO has put the Israeli company, and the Israeli government, which vets the company's sales, on the defensive. Israeli defense officials announced an investigation and visited NSO's headquarters north of Tel Aviv, then briefed the French defense minister on its efforts. The company told NPR it temporarily suspended some governments' access to its software, declining to name the countries, as it looked into potential abuse. Multiple Israeli news outlets questioned NSO executives as the investigative reports were published last month. You didn't know about the software's very wide use against dozens of journalists in dozens of countries, to know what they are doing, said anchor Ilana Dayan on Israeli Army radio on July 22. You didn't know that the ruler of Dubai used Pegasus to track his daughter and wife? You also didn't know that your software was installed in the phone of the fiancé of Saudi journalist Jamal Khashoggi, who was murdered by representatives of the regime in Riyadh? All that you didn't know. Those questions, critics of Israel's cyber surveillance industry say, have largely elicited a collective shrug in a country whose economy, security and foreign relations lean heavily on the murky world of cyber espionage and arms exports. NSO has framed the reporting as an anti-Israel campaign, and a company employee argued it is the unpleasant reality that all governments spy. Intelligence is a f-ing sy business, the employee told NPR, speaking on condition of anonymity because company policy states that NSO will no longer be responding to media inquiries on this matter and it will not play along with the vicious and slanderous campaign. NSO stands for the initials of its three founders, who quietly set up the company in 2010.